Little piece of blueberry pie, some tea, and some vegging out with my feet up. Oh, my back is killing me. Oh, it's killing me. I got up at like 6 or 6:30 this morning because Brian asked me to be over there to be with the little guy today. They dropped Spencer off to school, and Brian and Ashley went to see The Naked Gun. And I said, "Was it any good? How was it?" And she started to recall the movie, and she started giggling and laughing. I said, "Must be good." So that's an inkling. The Naked Gun movie with Liam Neeson is a good one because they were just thinking about it made them laugh. So that's my recommendation right there. And I watched the little guy. My back was killing me. I forgot to take Tylenol or acetaminophen is what we call it. Tylenol as a brand. Paracetamol, I guess, is what you have in England. But it didn't help much. And I was really tired. I was up kind of late last night getting Ashley's little birthday gift made. So I didn't have as much sleep as I should have. And little guy's not slept well. I think he's getting a big tooth, like a flat molar or something, the kind that really hurt coming through the skin. Because he'd been kind of not feeling the best today, wimpy and kind of whiny and kind of cryy at times. I thought he was remembering falling down the stairs or some other horrible thing that happened to him and he was crying from that. No, I think he's getting a new tooth. And he had, was it a whole or half of a sandwich? He had it for lunch. For breakfast, he had eggs. And the ants have invaded. Every year, for about 2 weeks, the ants invade. Most people that don't have animals or children, they spray the poop out of their house. And it kills them and the ants go somewhere else. Well, there's little teeny tiny, eeny weeny ants. You can hardly see them. If I don't wear my glasses, I can't see them. It's that small. So, he was a pretty good little boy. We read a book and played a little bit. And I could see he was getting kind of tired. So, I got him his lunch, which was a sandwich. I think it was a jelly sandwich. And he had a whole, like a good quarter cup of blueberries. What else? And he had a little pile of cheese. You could squish it together and make it like little cheese lumps if you wanted, the shredded cheese. And my lunch, I had half of a beef sandwich and some potato chips were kind of stale and half of an apple. I shared half of an apple with him. He ate it all like it was going out of style. He's growing, obviously. His legs are starting to get longer. But I was tired, really tired, and I was in pain. We went up for a nap, and he laid right down, and I laid on the floor. And then he was fussing a little bit. He didn't really want to go to sleep. Brian says he's getting into that stage where he decides, he gets to bed, he knows he's tired, he knows he needs a nap, but he doesn't want to. So that's where we were. And I laid down, and my back was killing me. I put some soft Mozart music on for the baby, and he fell asleep. He was asleep for about 2 hours. He slept for 2.5 hours. I slept for about 2 hours. And then I sat up, and I thought, I better go to the bathroom. But then my phone rang. It was my cousin Sandy in Philadelphia. Because I called her the other day, and she was out. So we talked for a little while, and she's doing okay. We're talking about old people stuff, our aches and pains, and when we go to sleep and when we eat, and things old people talk about, comparing our war wounds and our scars and our ailments. Yeah, that's what old people do. And I scooched myself out into I have a hard time getting up. But I scooched out into the hallway toward the bathroom. I managed to get up and go to the bathroom. I was talking to my cousin Sandy. And I know most about my family except my mother's father, my maternal grandfather. He's German. He's from Hornburg, Germany. His people, which is southwest Germany in Bavaria. What his real name was, what the family's real name was back in Hornburg, I don't know. They might have been, farriers that took care of horses. They might have been gardeners. They might have been farmers. I don't know what they were. My mother always claimed that we were descended from 5 princes. I don't think so. She liked to believe that, but I said I wanted to check into it. She goes, "Why?" When someone is that vehement against something, you know that what they're telling you is a lie. Why? Because I want to know. I says, I don't care if they shoveled poop in a horse stall. I want to know. I just want to know what kind of jobs people in our ancestry were interested in or had in their line. I just wanted to know. I might have to contact the Mormons, the Latter-day Saints. They keep track of everybody. But I asked my cousin Sandy. I told her this. She said she'd not heard the Prince story from her mom. My mom and her mom were sisters. And my Uncle Jack, my mom and Aunt Shirley's brother, they're all gone now. But he used to believe that story about being descended from princes and royalty and all that crap. I actually dated a prince. I don't know. He managed to sustain his life and living and stuff with all the family money that they had, but other than that, there was no money thrown around. There was no fancy cars. There was nothing. Just because you have a title doesn't mean anything. Be that as it may, I asked my cousin Sandy, I said, does anybody have any information on that side of the family? I know my grandfather's dad worked in the gasworks as a janitor, and then his father was either a farmer or worked as a janitor, maintenance man, or fix-it guy or something. But how far back when the Germans came over, I don't know. My Uncle Jack seemed to think it was long, long, long ago. And a lot of people emigrated in the mid-1800s into this country from various places. And there were a lot of Hornburgers in Pennsylvania, some in Texas, but mostly a lot of them in Pennsylvania because that was a port of entry, New York, and then they ended up in Pennsylvania. But as to what my ancestor's real name was, I don't know. So I asked her if she knew anybody in the family at all. She's her mother's cousin, who was a Hornberger before she married. She might. She says, I haven't talked to her in years, so maybe I'll call her. I'm like, please do. She said her son, Greg, was interested in the ancestry stuff and wanted to know what all that was in the family. And was surprised to find out that Swedish was in the family. And he married a Puerto Rican girl. So my cousin Sandy's grandson, Jace, is 7, and he's half Puerto Rican. But he was real interested to find out that he had Swedish in him, because Puerto Rican and Swedish are just so different. So we talked about that for a while. And Sandy and I had the same kind of experiences. She said when she'd come home from school, she'd find a piece of bread and she'd flatten it out, put butter and cinnamon and sugar on it, roll it up and eat it. So did I. In Sweden, they have something called lefse. It's like a tortilla made with potato flour instead of wheat flour. It's like a little flour tortilla. You butter it and put sugar on it, roll it up and eat it. That's like a snack that the Swedes eat. So we talked about that, and then I said, Yeah, I couldn't remember the name of it. And then she was saying something about, we were talking about things in the past, and she said her kids always wanted this one kind of car. It was a fancy car, and there aren't too many of them around. And she couldn't think of the name of it. She texted me later, a Hummer. And then I texted her the name of the left, so I couldn't think of the name of it. And then I went to rehearsal. I was late. Put my makeup on and my clothes on, and I drove like a madman. And every stupid idiot going 2 miles an hour got in front of me, so I made it there. We had a photographer guy. The photographer guy is supposed to be pretty professional, and he is very good at his job, so I can't wait to see the photos. And there's something on Facebook now. I'm going to find it and share it. So if you're a Facebook friend of mine, you'll see something there about the play I'm in. And we went through different pictures, photos. And then the little boy that is playing John Thomas at the end of the play, he's 7, but he's a big 7. He looks like he's about 10 or 12. He's a big boy. But he's a good kid. I'm trying to see what he liked. He likes Pac-Man. So I thought it'd be nice to get him a little Pac-Man shirt or a little Pac-Man something or other as you were a cool cast member, from an old folks. He's 7. So we did that. We were out of there by 11:15. Oh my God, I could barely hobble to the car. Tomorrow's rehearsal, I'm taking lots of pain pill with me beforehand. I'm going to rest if I can. I'm going to soak my feet, ice my back. I told one of the cast members as we were leaving, because I was hobbling, so he goes, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah, it's just my back." And I told him how I had lordosis and scoliosis growing up, and I had to wear a 20-pound leather and metal back brace, full body back brace. And he goes, "Oh my God." Yeah, well, either that or I'd be all crippled up and I wouldn't be able to breathe because your lungs get punctured by your ribs when you get all crooked. But, yeah, what helps me stand straight and tall is seeing some real old person at the store all hunched over. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be like that. And I instantly straighten up. Wee Willie Winky. I had a piece of Ashley's birthday cake, double chocolate with fudge. These birthday cakes, it's a special place out here. Everyone raves about it. The cake's like $60. I had a little tiny piece. I didn't really want more than that anyway. She got a massage, so she went and had a massage today. What else did she get? She got a Harry Potter puzzle. It looks like a shield. It has all kinds of symbolism and stuff on it. And one or two other things. The happy birthday balloon I got deflated a whole lot, and it was barely floating. But the baby had a good time trying to keep it off the ground. It barely floated, and he had a good time with it. And I hope Ashley had a good birthday. She's such a good kid. And Spencer showed me the birthday card that he picked out for Mommy. You open it up, and it has several little pages you open up inside. One inside the other. The first page you open, it has one or two people going, "Yay." The next, you open it up even more, and it's more people clapping and yaying. And the third, and then you get to the fourth door, opening it all the way, and it's a whole crowd of people shouting and yelling. I said, you picked that out, huh? That was really cool. So that was my day today. It's almost midnight. It'll be Tuesday before you know it. I may vlog tomorrow, I may not. Wednesday will be Whoop Whoop and Whoop Whoop Wednesday. I'm so tired I can't talk. Whoop Whoop Wednesday, where I will have a joke for you. And maybe a little rest and a lot of pain pills. I can get this place looking a little better. Now that all the handicrafty stuff is done, I can put it all away. The assistant director said, leave your costumes here. Don't wear them back and forth because you might lose something. I'm thinking, bullshit. If I leave it there, something's gonna be lost. So I'm gonna have to carry spare stuff with me when I come and go, because I just don't trust the situation, and I don't want to be the guy that doesn't have a costume, and I'm not easy to fit. So I don't know. Oh well, I better get going. Eat my little pie, drink my little tea, and go to bed so I can get up and go upward and onward.